Hello and welcome to another sewing tutorial. I am Elena and today we're gonna sew together a pajama shirt. While working on this project, I realized it can be challenging. More specific, two things made it challenging for me. One, the bias tape, and two, the satin-like slippery fabric. So, if it is your first time sewing a shirt, I would recommend two things. Skip the bias tape and use a cotton fabric. However, if you are proceeding with bias tape and or satin-like fabric, be prepared for a lot of pins. After cutting the pieces, separate the front facing, the down collar and the back facing, to which we will add fusing. Bring the up and down collar together and sew as pictured. Then unfold and looking at the right side, top stitch the down collar. Fold again and looking at the wrong side, we're gonna sew half of the side seam, here marked with green. Carefully cut the corners and then turn inside out. Now it's time for a good pressing. Next, we're gonna work on the pockets. Initially, I sewed my pockets without piping, but then I changed my mind. So just in case you too are using piping, let's see a mini guide. Through trial and error, I found out that the easiest way for me is to pin the piping to the fabric, leaving a little space from the edge. Then I place the upper fabric and pin again. Now back to the pockets, take the upper parts, fold them, right sides facing inside, press them and then pin to the lower parts. And sew. Unfold them and looking on the wrong side, fold, press and pin if needed the seam allowances. Looking at the front part, find the pocket marks of your size and transfer them from pattern to the fabric. I used a small pencil mark for it. Then, following the marks, pin the pockets and cross-check they are pinned straight and equally mirroring. You may now proceed to top stitching. Next, we are assembling the back and front pieces. Unfold the back piece. Place the back piece right side looking up. Then place the front piece wrong side looking up. Pin at shoulder seam. Repeat for the other side. Now we are ready to sew. Flat lay the body right side looking up. Now I really want your attention for the next steps. It's not a difficult procedure, it's a slow step-by-step one. First step, pin the collar to the body. Check where I am starting to pin. Sew this part. Then make a little notch that will help the collar to fold and fit properly. Repeat for this specific part at the other side of the collar. Now unfold the collar and pin the inside part of the two seams. Then sew. In case fabric is sewn folded by mistake, unpick at this specific part and try again. Flat lay the front facing, right side looking up. Place the back facing, wrong side looking up and pin at shoulder seam. Sew and repeat for the other side. Lay the body, right side looking up. Place the facing on it, wrong side looking up and pin. When you reach at the collar, fold it towards the body and continue pinning. Sew the body to the facing. Next, we are moving on to sleeves. Like we did on the pockets, we fold the cuff, press and pin on the sleeve. If you are using piping, insert it among the fabrics. Sew and repeat for the other sleeve. Now, pin the sleeve to the body and sew. Repeat for the other side. Fold the sleeve starting from the cuff and pin until you reach the hem. Then sew. Repeat for the other side. On the hem, fold, pin and sew the facing to the body. Cut the edges, turn inside out, fold and press seam allowance and top stitch. Moving on the belt, if you too cut it folding, first sew together the two pieces. Now that you have a complete belt pattern, fold in the middle and press. Pin and sew leaving a gap of 3 to 4 cm in the center. Now turn inside out, press again, fold the gap and top stitch. Your shirt is ready. I will leave a link for the pattern and for the pants sewing tutorial below. If you like this video, subscribe and share with your friends.